We're finally coming to the part where we discover how the story of Rabba Bar Bar Hana is secretly talking about everything that Rabbi Nachman is talking about in Torah Alef. So before we read and learn about the story of Rabba Bar Bar Hana, let's go over the core ideas, and then let's see how it links up with the story. The core idea is that we're supposed to try to find the wisdom and the intelligence behind everything and connect with it by being the humble noon, being the humble moon that receives all the light from the sun, and the sun is representing the chokhmah, the wisdom and intelligence. And how do we link up to that intelligence and light behind everything? Is through the Torah, because the Torah has this power to carve. We learned that it carves words into the heart, and it melts the heart so that we can find grace in the eyes of Hashem. It kiviyachol, in the matter of speaking, melts his heart because it's carving those words into his heart, and also carves the words into our heart. And if we're learning the Torah, then we're putting the Yetzer Tov into our heart, which is like the little innocent, poor but smart child, and it's like a Sam Chaim. It's life-giving medicine, whereas to the Yetzer Hara, it kills the Yetzer Hara. It's a poison. It's Sav Mavid. It's a poison to the Yetzer Hara, which is like the old man, which is like the old king. The old king set in his ways and silly, and the Torah is poison. So it's like carving poison into the Yetzer Hara, but it's carving a healing medicine into the heart of us, and also into the heart of Hashem even, so that our words and prayers are received. Okay, that was my attempt at capturing all the maybe 6 or 7 lessons that we learned, and I was trying to keep it to the parts relevant to the story. Now let's just read the story, and you'll see how it has apparently at the surface nothing to do with anything that we're talking about, and the Rabbi Nachman will show how it has everything to do with what we're talking about. And it's also difficult to understand the stories of Rabba Bar Bar Hana because it's in Aramit. So even those listeners that have an understanding of Hebrew, this is in Aramit. V'zeh perush ma she'amar Rabba Bar Bar Hana. This, everything that we've said up until now is really a commentary, an explanation of the following story that Rabba Bar Bar Hana said. Here's the story. Hai Gala. There was a wave. The matba l'sfinta was trying to drown the ship. Mitchazi ki tsusita denura chivarta beresha. And on top of this wave, we saw that there was this light, this white light on the head of this wave. Umechinenle ba'alvata, and we hit the wave, or we hit the thing, this white light on top of the wave, with a stick. The chakikale, and the stick that we were hitting it with, it was carved on it the words Eye Asher Eye, I am that I am, which is of course one of the names of Hashem, the name of Hashem that Hashem presented to himself to Moshe Rabbeinu when he was standing at the burning bush. Hashem said to him at that point, Eye Asher Eye, I will be what I will be. Sometimes it's translated as I am what I am. It's not the most correct translation. It's I will be what I will be. But that's a side point. And the Rashbam, this story comes from the Gemara, and usually there's a Rashi on the side of the Gemara that gives a running commentary on the Talmud. But he passed away before he completed this part of the Talmud, which is Baba Batra, and his grandson Rashbam, he gives the commentary in this part. Whoops, there was a little boop. All right, just ignore that. And the commentary was Tzutzita de Nura Chivarta. What does it mean that there was this bright light on top of the wave? Esh Lavana. Rashbam explains it was a white light. Umalach Maziku. But this white light is generally associated with good. No, this light white is a bad and harming angel. It's a bad angel. It's the Yetzer Hara, in other words. Okay. So, no. How is this related? It is, but on the first hand, first of all, imagine before Rabbi Nachman, and you come into the Gemara, and you get to this part of this in the Gemara, and you read the story, and you're saying to yourself, what in the world is this doing here? What am I supposed to learn from this story? Obviously, there's some kind of message here, but okay, there's a boat, and there was a wave crashing and trying to sink the boat, and there's this damaging angel on top of the boat, and he's a white light, and we had to hit the white light with a stick, and there were words. There was the name of Hashem on the stick. Interesting, very interesting. What's the boat? What's the wave? What's the stick? Rabbi Nachman will explain. Gala, hu Yetzer Hara. Now he says the wave is the Yetzer Hara, but we already knew this from the Rashbam. But now let's get some background. Let's try to put it all together. The matba, the sfinta, trying to drown the boat, and now Rabbi Nachman explains hu chen v'chashivut. So the boat represents the grace, the chen that we're talking about through all these lessons, that we have to find grace in the eyes of Hashem through finding His wisdom, and then He looks down with us in chen, and the chen comes out of His eyes, the glowing light of His face that comes from His wisdom we receive, and He grants us His prayers. This is something special. And why is the boat representing that? Lashon safun v'chashuv. Sfina in Hebrew also is related to the word treasure. Safun v'chashuv. Something that you want to hide away because it's so precious is safun v'chashuv, and it is important. Okay, so the chen is something hidden away, just like the light behind and the intelligence behind everything is there, but it's hidden. You have to find it. And the chen, you have to find it. Ki Yetzer Hara rotzeh latbia ulashpil. So the Yetzer Hara wants to drown and bring this and topple this treasured thing. Chas v'shlom. B'chinas chen v'chashil shel Israel. Just like we said at the very, very beginning of this Torah, that we used to find grace in the eyes of everybody and in the eyes of Hashem, in the perfected state that we had when we had the Beit HaMikdash, and then we fell because the Yetzer Hara toppled us, and now the chen is scattered across in other places in the world. And this was part of the design of the Yetzer Hara, that the Yetzer Hara is trying to always topple this treasured thing that we have and take it away from us. Umitchaze kitzutzita denura chivarta beresha. And we saw that there was this bright light on this wave, which is the Yetzer Hara. Ki mitchila ha'Yetzer Hara mitlabesh atzmo b'mitzvot umat'eh et adam kilu misitol asot mitzvah. Because how does the Yetzer Hara confuse us to stop doing the mitzvot, which gave us so much light and pleasure and happiness and closeness to Hashem, and do stupid things that have nothing to do with mitzvot? How could we be so stupid to fall for such a trick? Well, what he does is he pretends that he's offering you a mitzvah. And this is perhaps related to the idea of sheker achen that Rabbi Nachman also brings at the very beginning. Sheker achen are things that are not the true chen, not the true grace. Chen, find a chen in things that could present to you power, or honor, or things like that, which seem on the front to be the true chen, which is the grace that you get from Hashem, from connecting to Him, and he finds a certain charm in you because you're doing the mitzvot. you get this certain aura of protection on you. People who have power and people who have honor, they also seem to have that same aura surrounding them, but it's not the true chen. So you can get confused, and the Yetzer Hara can offer you these other things, which do not get you close to Hashem, but seem to give you on the surface this kind of glory and aura of protection. And perhaps that is what Rabbi Nachman is talking about, where the Yetzer Hara tricks us. Okay, he dresses up himself as a mitzvah and confuses us and gets us to get away from the actual mitzvah. This was on the top of the wave is a white light. So you think, oh, white light, this is a beautiful, we're coming close to Hashem. But in fact, it's the Yetzer Hara. Even though it's a white light, he's disguising himself as a mitzvah. Just because, even though it's a white fire, he is a harming angel. And don't forget, the Yetzer Hara is an angel. So every time you are compelled, to do something that you really shouldn't do, and that thought got into your head from somewhere. It got into you from somewhere. It was from the Yetzer Hara, and that is an angel. He's very powerful, and we need a powerful medicine to combat him, which, by the way, is the Torah. As we said earlier, so what did we do? How did we combat this Yetzer Hara, this wave, and this white light on top of the wave, which is the Yetzer Hara? We hit him with the stick that was written on the stick, the name of Hashem, Eyeh Asher Eyeh. Hayinu, di'ikar hachna'ato shel Yetzer Hara. The main way that we subdue the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, hu al yedei haTorah, is through the Torah. Okay, so the stick, so the sfina is the chen that we're trying to, and the chokhmah, the wisdom behind everything that's hidden away. It's a hidden treasure, and we're trying to find it. And the Yetzer Hara is this wave that's trying to sink it, so that we don't have it. And the Yetzer Hara is a white light. He looks like a mitzvah. He's a sheker achen. Maybe we'll just forget about the ship filled with all those beautiful treasures that Hashem is giving us. We'll take the treasures of honor and power that the Yetzer Hara is giving us much easier, because he's trying to sink the ship. The ship's gone, chas v'shalom. Let's just get this honor and this power. No. We hit the Yetzer Hara with a stick, and the stick is the Torah. Now, how does Rabbi Nachman get to this idea that the stick's the Torah? Shehi kula shmotav shel Kadosh Baruch Hu. The whole Torah is a big name of Hashem. You know that Hashem has many different names. There's the Shem Hashem, the name that we don't actually say. There's the Yud, K, Vav, K, and we say Hashem as a euphemism. Instead of pronouncing that name phonetically, we say Hashem, which means the name. It's the euphemism for that name, which we don't say. At one point, when we had the Beit Mikdash, we were on the level where we could say that name, and now we do not. But he has other names: Elokim, Kel Shaddai, Eyeh Asher Eyeh, the name that he presented himself to Moshe Rabbeinu at the burning bush. But then there's other names, more hidden names. There's at Kabbalat Shabbat, we sing Ana B'Koach, and it's a beautiful prayer, but it's also an acronym. There's 42 words in this prayer, and the first letter of every name, the first letter of every word, makes up a 42-letter name of Hashem. It's an acronym for the 42-letter name of Hashem, and there's even bigger names of Hashem, and there's so many different names. And then there's a very, very big name. It is the letters of the Torah from Bereshit until the last word of the Torah, Israel. This is all a big name of Hashem. So what Rabbi Nachman is saying is, the stick which was written upon it, Eyeh Asher Eyeh, is like the Torah, which is this long word of Hashem. But there's another reason why the stick is like the Torah. V'zeh bechinat alvata dahainu maklot dechakik. Oops, I skipped something. Shehi kula shmotav shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This stick is just like the Torah, is just a long. It's just made up of long name. It's just filled with the name of Hashem. V'hatorah hi bechinat vav. And also, the stick is like the Torah because the Torah is like the letter Vav. Letter Vav is a stick. It's the one letter in the alphabet which is just a long stick. There's also the Nun Sofid, but the Vav is like a stick, just a line. But also the Vav, in Hebrew, each letter has a numerical value. The Alef is the first letter of the alphabet, Alef Bet, so it has the numerical value of 1. Vav is the 6th letter of the alphabet. It has the numerical value of Vav, and sometimes you can interchange the letters with the numbers. And why am I saying this? Because of the following. Ki haluchot arkan Vav Rachban Vav. In Baba Batra, the Gemara explains the dimensions of the Beit Mikdash and all the different rooms, and how many meters. He doesn't use meters; it says amot, because that was the measuring back then. And then when it comes to the part where it measures the most inner room where they kept the tablets, they they explain what length was the Ark of the Covenant, and then they say what's the length of the actual 2 tablets, and they say Vav on Vav. I think it's Vav Tvachot, Tvachim on Vav, 6 on 6, which is Vav on Vav. So the Torah is a Vav, like a Vav times a Vav. So not only is it a stick, because the Vav looks like a stick, but it's also the actual measurements of the Torah, Vav on Vav. V'zeu bechinat alvata. And that's why the stick in the story of Rabba Bar Hana is really the Torah. We're hitting the Yetzer Hara with the Torah, just like Rabbi Nachman has been saying this whole time. What is the remedy for the Yetzer Hara? It's the Torah. It is the Sam Chaim for us. It is a medicine for us, but it's a poison, Sam Mavid. It's a deadly drug for the Yetzer Hara. It kills the Yetzer Hara. It's just the names of the Yetzer Hara, and it's everything that the Yetzer Hara is trying to get us away from. But if we stick to it, then he'll run away from us. And this is associated with the stick, which is like, this thing that you hit with, the chakik ale eyeh. And notice that in the story, you use the word chakik. It is carved into the stick, the eyeh, one of the names of Hashem. And remember that what we say is the Torah has this power of carving into the heart. It carves into the heart of Hashem our prayers. If the Torah is, we assimilate as much Torah as we can into our minds and into our life, and then we go in with prayer. Our words are so sharp they cut into the heart of Hashem. As far as we can say that can happen, and this is only with the power of Hashem, with the power of the Torah. So the Torah has a power of carving, which is chakik, right? Chakik. We said that word means carving, and here again in the story of Rabba Bar Hana, this stick has carved into it the names of Hashem. Hainu Shamot, names bechinot Torah. The names that are found in the Torah, Shi bechinat Vav. And this is all associated with Vav. Vav hu tzurat makel. Just as I said earlier, this Vav looks, the letter Vav looks like a stick. B'kula shmotav shel Hashem yitbarach. And the Torah is all words, it's just words of names of Hashem. The Torah is in a certain aspect just this long name of Hashem. What is What is a name? A name is the mahut. It's the main character. It embodies the character of the person. You name somebody by its innermost nature. Adam Rishon, Hashem took Adam Rishon, the first Adam, and showed him around all the animals, and he told Adam to give all the animals names. And then Adam gave names to all the animals based on what he saw within the animal, the true nature of that animal. He gave him this name, Kelev. He saw this dog and it's called Kelev. Why? Because the dog is just like Hu Rak Kelev. He is just like a heart. A dog is just a big heart. He's just you throw the dog a bone and he's just filled. His heart is just filled up with happiness. And the same thing for every different chatul. He's like a chatul is like mitchat. He's like curled up, which is, if in Hebrew, is like is related to the word chatul. Anyways, words, names. So the Torah is in a way the true nature of Hashem. We're finding the true nature of Hashem through the Torah, and so in a way you could say the whole Torah is a name of Hashem. Vehi kula shmotav shel Hashem yitbarach. Whoa, the whole Torah is just this big name of Hashem. Hainu she'Torah kedosha hi machniat yitzara. And this Torah, this holy Torah, it subdues the evil inclination, she'utzeh la'asot et ha'adam meshuga mamash. Which, by the way, the goal of the evil inclination is to actually make us crazy. Truly crazy. That is the main goal of Yetzer Hara, which, going away from the Torah, is a kind of craziness. And that's what the Yetzer Hara wants to do. Chas v'shalom. Ki bal avira hu meshuga. Because anyone who sins is basically just, he's gone insane. Everything in nature is going according to how it is commanded, how the code in him is telling him to go. The bird has this code telling him how to fly and how to find food and how to do these things. It's like he's doing the mitzvot. He's doing what is commanded within his nature. And it's only the human who has this choice to do what he's not really commanded to do, what's not in his nature, which our nature is to come close to Hashem and do his Torah and get all the holy pleasure from that. Or the Yetzer Hara can just get us to do all these other crazy things, and when we do that, we are in a way crazy, just like a bird who suddenly starts to act like a monkey. That bird would be just crazy because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Just like our holy sages say in Masechet Sotah, Ein Adam over Avera. There is no one who does a sin El im ken nichnas bo ruach shtut. No one does a sin unless this craziness possesses him. וכמו שמשוגעים צריכים להכותם ולשום עליהם שמות, and just like a crazy person, you need to kind of like whack him into the sense into him, and to put names on him. So there's this idea of charms. Okay, there's lahavdil, there's tefillin, where you have tefillin, and you have in the tefillin you have these holy parchments from the Torah that we put in the tefillin. But then there's also things that are not mitzvot. The tefillin is a mitzvah, but there's also a kameah, something called a kameah, which is a charm, which is a kosher thing to do, even though it's not a mitzvah. But some rabbis that go more in the Kabbalistic way of things, they can write holy names of Hashem on parchment and put them in a little pouch, and then you put the pouch around your neck as a necklace. And this is a kameah, a charm with holy names inside, and it's I don't understand this, but there's Kabbalists that do understand it. Different names can help with different problems. And like, for example, if you're crazy, you're Meshuga, you put the special kameya with the word in it. And this is what Rabbi Nachman is saying. You put words on the Meshuga and on the crazy guy. And these words, these holy names, not specifically names, they help solve the problem. And this is link it back to that stick that you're hitting the Yetzer Hara with in the story of Rabba Bar Bar Hana. There's a name. There's names put into it. Kamo ken mamash haTorah she'oskim hu b'chinet maklot v'shemot. And just like you put the charm on the Meshuga with the names inside it, just in the same way, the Torah that we are working in and trying to understand, which is in a way like the stick that we're hitting the Yetzer Hara with, and we're also hitting the Yetzer Hara with not words, specifically names, holy names, because the Torah is this big holy name. So when we're hitting the Yetzer Hara with the stick, which is the Torah, we're also hitting it with these holy names, and the Meshuga gets healed. The crazy guy gets this healing power. With this, we hit and we subdue the evil inclination. Et adam et shigaon, and the crazy, this crazy spirit that descended upon the person, gets swept away. And that, again, just another word, the same thing that I said, the spirit of craziness that entered the person goes away. And we hit him with the stick, that had the holy names on it. Okay. This was Rabbi Nachman showing the idea behind the seemingly incomprehensible story of Rabba Bar Hana. There was a ship. The ship is the hidden light that we're trying so hard to get to. We're trying to find the wisdom behind everything. And there's something trying to stop us. That's the Yetzer Hara. And he is that white light on this wave that is drowning that hidden ship. And the Yetzer Hara seems to be this white light, because the Yetzer Hara can sometimes be power, and it can sometimes be honor, and all these kinds of grace or chen or charm that is not the true charm, but that sways us away from that ship of hidden treasures that we really, if we could only find that ship of hidden treasures, it would be such a benefit to our life. But sometimes, chas v'shalom, we get convinced by the Yetzer Hara and we go after power and we go after all these other silly things. Or we hit the Yetzer Hara with this stick, and the stick has names on it. And as we said, we had to concentrate to see how it is this thing. But that stick is the Torah. And the Torah is the Tzam Chaim for us. If we could find the wisdom in the Torah, we realize that wisdom is the light behind everything. So it is Tzam Chaim, because the wisdom behind everything is the life source. It is the life source that gives us life. So it's the Tzam Chaim. It is a drug of life. Tzam Chaim, literally drug of life. And it is a Tzam Chaim. It is a drug of death. In other words, a poison to the Yetzer Hara. If we can just stick to the Torah, the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, has absolutely no power over us. Bezrat Hashem. Okay, we have one more small paragraph left, where we're going to link it back to why in the world is this called Ashrei Tamim Darech, and then we'll be finished Torah Alef. I know this was a really long Torah paragraph, but I hope I explained it in a way that does something good for the listener, for you. And we'll be back for one more paragraph, and then we'll go on to the next Torah bit.